Let's look at 7 unique discoveries that were hidden from common people. What would our world be like if not for the eternal struggle of official science against human ingenuity? Starlight. This is a material that is able to withstand the effects of ultra-high temperatures, more than 10,000 degrees. Once again, not 10, but 10,000. The creator of an amazing composite is an amateur inventor from Yorkshire, Maurice Ward. The unique invention lit up on the TV show Tomorrow's World in March 1990. To illustrate the possibilities of the material, the host covered one hen's egg with a layer of starlight and left the second one unchanged. Both eggs were heated with an acetylene torch, and the shell without thermal protection instantly melted. What a surprise it was for viewers when after 5 minutes of heating, the composite-coated egg remained safe and sound. The presenter broke it, and it turned out to be absolutely raw. Thus, the heat-resistant composition, according to its characteristics, surpassed even quartz air gel, consists of 21 ingredients. The technology was doomed to worldwide fame. It could be put into mass production. But in 2011, the inventor brought the secret of creating a starlight to his grave. Paul Baumann, generator. Let's go to Linden, a Swiss commune, to visit a community of 250 people. By the way, it has been developing energy for itself without any fuel since the year 1980. We present electrostatic generators, testastix, to your attention. Designed by watchmaker Paul Baumann almost 35 years ago. 4 of these wonderful machines produce energy with a capacity of more than 750 kilowatts. This is quite enough to provide homes, local film studios, television centers, laboratories, furniture factories, workshops, as well as buildings of public services. The device is based on the principle of the Wim-Schurst generator and consists mainly of discs that rotate using the forces of electrostatic interaction. The main secret of the miracle stations is the contents of grid condensers, that is 2 large cylinders. Without them, the system will not function correctly. Gasoline for a penny. A unique technology of obtaining fuel from ordinary garbage was developed by a group of Russian scientists in 2012. The installation is able to transform almost everything, plastic, wood, paper, food waste, into an analog of gasoline in volumes sufficient to heat a high-rise building. Such a devil machine. If it went out into mass production, it would save mankind from the eternal problems of giant landfills, floating of islands from household waste in the ocean. Here it is, the way to save nature and all of humanity from the garbage apocalypse. Come on, grab it and use it. However, the creation of a rational, ecological, and economical society is not included in the plans of the world elite. The image of humanity as a global parasite has long been driven into our heads. This is done in order to legitimize world politics of a gradual but radical reduction of the population of the Earth. Transmission of energy through the thinnest wire. Several years ago, Russian scientists made a real revolution in physics. They developed a one-wire electric power transmission system. The wire in question has a cross-sectional diameter of only 8 microns. This is 10 times thinner than a human hair. Scientists have demonstrated how a current with a power of 25 kilowatts is transmitted through such a thread, which is almost indistinguishable to the naked eye. This wire is able to supply electricity to 2 to 3 cottages or 1 store of a medium size. A curious moment is that this invention works contrary to the Ohm's law. The benefits of the introduction of the miracle wires are obvious. The losses during the transportation of electricity are almost zero. You do not need to waste tons of metal to create thick multi-core wires. You can refuse from numerous transformer substations. However, the power engineers pretend as if nothing has happened and ignore the most useful development in every possible way. Star batteries. And this invention is of 2003. A special panel collects the sun's rays in all available ranges, even at night. For comparison, the usual finger battery can have an average power of 1 AHR, and the so-called star, 10,000 AHR. The developers of the miraculous battery promised to launch it into mass production as far back as 2005. They are still launching, but this is not the whole list of unrealized inventions of mankind. Hutchinson's anti-gravity effect. In 1979, Canadian researcher John Hutchinson, as a result of experiments with Tesla's longitudinal fields, discovered an interesting series of effects. During the operation of high-voltage sources, most often Van de Graaff generators, 2 or more Tesla coils, a zone is formed in which objects either start levitating or melt if it is metal or wood. Entrepreneurs and government agencies, especially U.S. military research laboratories, got interested in Hutchinson's wonders. We produced about 750 presentations of the levitational translational motion, said Hutchinson. Samples of metals were crumbling and turned into new unknown metals. Some strange effects were observed. Other objects were imprinted in the metal. Monopolar magnetic fields are similar to Pandora's box in their effects on the scientific community. So what? And how did this community respond? It declared John Hutchinson crazy. Cold nuclear fusion. What do you need to run cold fusion? A flask of water, 2 electrodes, and we have a ready-made power station. True, water is needed, not simple, but heavy, deuterium, and electrodes must be made of a special alloy. Through them, the current is passed. For more information about the technology itself, about the Russian scientist Filomenko, see our previous video. But now it's not about the technical part, but about the introduction. At the end of the 1980s, an international group of experts on the study of cold fusion was created on the instructions of George W. Bush, then still the President of the United States. The commission handed down a verdict very quickly. The idea is erroneous and not subject to state funding. In addition, there is a total ban on the patenting of any inventions in which even cold fusion is simply mentioned. Interestingly, the scientific environment took up arms against this promising technology in the Soviet Union too. A similar commission, headed by the academician Kruglyakov, the Nobel Prize winner Ginsburg was a member of it, reiterated the conclusions of the capitalist scientists. Cold synthesis is a pseudoscience. Maybe the reason is that the introduction of cold fusion technology will lead to the collapse of the global energy market. Some scientists, as well as amateur researchers, are in no hurry to publicize their super useful invention, realizing that they will have to spit into the scientific wind. In the comments, they often write that they need to put all their work on the internet without fail. But maybe the fact is, we are simply forbidden from becoming a human creator. Firstly, useful inventions make life cheaper, and the main goal of the world system is to get maximum profit by any means. Secondly, having freed himself from slave labor, a man will lift his head and realize that he has a master. And there he is not far from the questions of the basis on which this gentleman controls your life. And thirdly, the gap in technological development between the elite and the herd is fundamentally important because it allows us to consolidate world domination. What technologies are already owned by the powerful? Can the gap be the same as from the African Aborigines to the cosmonaut pilots? And what to do with it all? How to deal with the destruction and concealment of unique technologies? How to develop a methodology for their implementation in an information war? We propose to discuss these and other questions on this topic in the comments. In the meantime, while you learn the information and think about what to do, we recommend you to tap the thumb up on this video. If you have not subscribed, be sure to do it. That's it for today. See you soon.